Follow our adventures live on Periscope.
Hey guys. Room to Spare Tiny House has joined. You know, you're getting ready to know what it's like living in a tiny house, so watching Alexis make sandwiches in a tiny house isn't that exciting. So I'm just gonna hang out for a minute and see if anybody else joins.
Well, come here. Is there a person who wants to know about living in a tiny house?
Yes, room to spare tiny house wants to know.
Well, you guys have a pretty good idea, I think. But, you know, today we're making sandwiches. Oftentimes I put this over the sink, but to be honest, I got plenty of counter space, I feel like, so I don't always use that.
Just don't wash the sandwiches.
I don't wash the sandwiches, but fun is. Yeah, lots of counter space. Gotta love it.
So we got somebody else on here. That's good. Oh, look. Little merch placement. So, I get this started. There's only those guys and somebody else.
Go for it.
All right. Well, like I told you guys, thanks for sharing that. Like I told you guys before, I'm trying to do this little where we are now. But as you see, the living is happening as usual in our tiny house. But here we are, Alexis and I. We're about to take it off from our location now. And here I am wearing my Daniel Park shirt. So we are getting ready to take off from this location. And first I wanted to show you where we... Oh, that's good. I'm glad you can still hear me. First I want to show you guys where we are parked today. So, walking outside our tiny house. Nice and bright and warm. So we're definitely still not East Coast, but check. Oh, this is our view from our front porch. So we are at an RV resort in Joshua Tree. We came out here. We've been here. We were here all day yesterday, basically, and now we are getting ready to take off. It seems like to do this, we're about ready to take off. So, well, that's usually how that goes. But there's a tiny house right there. But yeah, so we had an awesome day yesterday, hiking around Joshua Tree, and it was pretty warm in spots, and then all of a sudden it was get up over a cliff, and there was like a 20-mile-an-hour wind, and it was cold, so it was actually a great experience. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, so I'm sweating right now, but this is the cool little RV park that we've called home for the last couple of days. This around again, and there's where the tiny house is. So yeah, so we're gonna get out of here and head a little bit more west. So you know, maybe we'll do one of these from the road just for the hell of it and see how it goes. So there's our sweet little sign. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys something else. If you guys feel like it, you could always follow us on one of these many things right here: Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. So all right, and like I said, might send a message from the road just because we can, just because we're starting to play with this Periscope stuff. So hope all is well. Room to Spare Tiny House, you guys rock, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye. If I can remember how to turn this off. How do I turn this off? Okay, there it is. How's it going, guys? Not bad. How are you?
I'm good. Are you Christian?
I am Christian.
Dave Stanley.
Hey,
How are
Dave.
you?
Nice to meet you.
I work with Damon from TrailerMade.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
communicated with Alexis a little bit by email. This kind of came up very quickly.
Yes,
and,
it did. Yeah, we just like, well, sometimes when we go to a town, it's like, how long were we there? Do we have time to show people, you know, what's going on with our house
Yeah.
and talk about our stuff? And
Awesome.
then also to see what else we got going on, and see if anybody has any interesting stories that they'd be able to tell us or that we can go
exactly.
follow. So
It's fascinating.
that's kind of the idea. Come here.
I'm just trying to get in.
I'm Dave from TrailerMade.
TrailerMade.
Oh, hey.
Nice to meet you guys.
you.
Excited to find that you guys were in town.
Yeah.
As I said in the email, I'm also been a contractor for many years around the area, and just this whole thing is just awesome. The whole tiny home community thing. And sounds like that's kind of what you guys are doing is getting to see what's been developing with the whole concept around the country, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. You know, there's so many different kinds of tiny house communities that are in development, and I say mostly I think are in development. So it's really fascinating, but there are some in existence. It's fascinating for us to see the story from the beginning to the end, because we're huge community advocates, and we feel like tiny homes are a way to create more connected communities. But we understand there's so many obstacles ahead of the tiny house movement.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see, you know, what works and what doesn't work. Of course, we're rooting for everybody,
Sure.
but I think there'll be lessons to be learned for sure.
Oh, definitely. And you know, as much as California promotes, you know, minimal living and, you know, smaller carbon, all of this, carbon footprint, the whole thing,
Yeah.
you're up against the wall when you try to put one of these somewhere on private property. It's just not legal unless you're in a park. And that's what I'm trying to do, is gather all the information I can from all the successes that are going on around the country, so that I can take it to my local planner and say, hey, how do we implement this stuff?
Right.
You know, let them be ADUs or whatever, like they've done up in Fresno. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. I'm sure you heard about that.
It's on our itinerary for the next month.
Oh, to go up to Fresno?
Yeah.
The builder up there that actually connected me with the guy that was implemented that up there is an awesome builder. I mean, it sounds like he's really...
Oh, Pat from
Pat,
California.
mostly, yeah.
I talked to him on the phone. Seems like a really great guy. And his houses, I can't wait to see in person. I hope to look amazing.
That last one was amazing. They had a little walkthrough on Instagram, and it was pretty cool. So I talked to him at length the other day. I'm just getting started in this in the last 6 months or so to try and gather information and figure out where I can start helping with this.
You're at a great place because I feel like there's been a lot of development in the last year, but the last 6 months. And so we're totally with you, so we're doing 2 docs, then they cross over. But the short one is about the legal aspects of tiny living, and we're really hoping to showcase case studies of folks who've been successful working with their city, and from the city officials' point of view too. So we're hoping that will be a helpful tool for people to use. It'll be released on YouTube. To do just what you're saying is like, hey, here's what's working for Rockledge, Florida, or Fresno, California, or Atlanta, Georgia, or wherever, and you know, what makes sense for your community.
Right.
Because everyone has a different set of circumstances, but yeah, it's interesting, and it's a tricky place because it's a great thing because things are exploding, and a lot of things are starting to hit, and a lot more things are not hitting. So it's like trying to keep up with that as we travel is like tricky. But like we love bouncing, we love sharing with other folks, and then like oftentimes we learn about something that we didn't know before.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So we should definitely like.
Yeah, I don't know how long you guys are in town, but it'd be great to just maybe have lunch or something like that.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah, absolutely.
And I'll have my stuff together. I didn't have time to really get any notes together or anything that I've accumulated, and I'm sure you guys are way more aware of it than I.
Sorry, you're just watching a little bit of a conversation. Because Alexis is good about explaining about everything that we do. But today we are actually having an open house. It's actually a meetup. We've gotten together with a local meetup group in San Diego that has 800 members, which is insane. And we are actually bringing them to our house, giving them a little tour, and the cool thing is they're hanging out. So that's what's happening today. Maybe I might go on and off with this a couple of times today just because I can, because I'm going to get stuck in some conversations. I know that for sure. So, yeah. So this is what's going on today. We're out here in San Diego, hanging out, and that is what an RV park calls a lake. Isn't that amazing? So yeah, it's actually pretty nice. So here it is. There's some people hanging out. We like this. Tabs on us today if you'd like. Get on our website, tinyhouseexpedition.com, and just hit that notification button so it'll let you know when I get back on today, and we'll go inside the house and I'll show you guys some stuff. So, and maybe we'll talk to some people. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Put those two together and back to the situation.
So we are hanging out in our tiny house today, and we are showing it to a bunch of people. Look, hey.
Alexis.
So yeah. The little man still? Oh no, he came down.
Here he is.
Hey, buddy. Hey.
Did you like climbing up
So
the
yeah,
stairs?
so we're showing a bunch of people our tiny house today, and sorry it's so contrasty. We got to figure out how to make that better. But so this is actually our bathroom. This is our vanity. I'm gonna step back in the shower so I can show you guys. See, cabinets, and look, oh, counter space over the toilet. Isn't that amazing? Look, this goes up out of the way, and now it's just a toilet. How amazing is that? That's our NyQuil because we were sick. That's our sweet t-shirts. Then over here is actually our big ass shower. So we have a 36-inch wide shower in our tiny house that's all got galvanized metal on the inside of it. Here's our little kitchen. We also have a really good full tour of our house on YouTube. So if you get on tinyhouseexpedition.com or tinyhouseexpedition on YouTube, you can see a really good video of us showing off the house. But I figure I'll show you guys some parts and pieces to it right now. Here's our plate holder. Check this out. This right here is for grilling sausages. And we've made it so we took it apart, put it up here, use this handle part for paper towels, and it works really well, believe it or not.
So she sees this.
Alexis talking to some people that have come to check out our house.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi.
Are you periscoping now?
Yeah, I told them on Periscope.
Surprise Periscope.
All right, guys.
So much.
So great to meet you.
Good to meet you. And
Nice to meet
Yeah.
you.
luck with everything.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank
Really
you.
looking forward to the documentary.
Oh, yay. Follow us.
We definitely,
Okay.
we'll continue to do so. So,
All right,
thank
thanks.
you. All right, guys.
Have a
Thanks.
great rest of your
All
day.
right, thank you, you too.
It is so contrasting there. Hi,
I
everybody.
am tired, but we met so many great people and got new documentary leads today.
We did?
We did.
All right.
Most certainly did. I learned of a gentleman in Vista, California, which is about 10 miles from here, I believe. And he's looking to do a 100-home tiny house community.
Whoa.
He's an architect, and he's just started the research process, initial talks with the city. So fascinated to learn about that. But I'm super pumped about the Homeless to House San Diego group, which is trying to create a micro house village for the area's homeless, which is a growing number of people, and there's very limited resources to deal with them here, particularly in the city center. And there's a gentleman who has a piece of property in the city who's agreed to let them put several tiny houses, micro houses, much smaller than this, won't have everything, won't have a full kitchen or anything in it. And the kicker is his property actually has some zoning that allows for emergency housing.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So this is a major win for them. After their first micro house they built for a gentleman was confiscated by the city, and the man was arrested. And it's interesting to note that he was arrested in an area that was covered with tents from other homeless people. So they didn't tear down the tents from the other people, but because his house was close to the sidewalk, and forgive me if any of the details are wrong. We're going to get the full scoop this week, but his home was confiscated. But he's getting it back this Thursday, and we're going.
Sweet.
Yeah. So very inspiring. And what's particularly inspiring is that they were inspired by Elvis from Starting Human in LA, who started building micro houses to help LA's homeless. So from the homeless population to Habitat's Tiny Homes, who's looking to build a tiny house community for anybody who wants to live legal and tiny in an amazing setting. There's a lot happening here in San Diego, but for the full-time living, there's a lot of obstacles. But special use permit will be an interesting thing to investigate. So we really need an interview with the city official here to get their take on that.
That's a good idea.
So
city official.
Yeah. Stay tuned. ... And now I need to eat pizza.
Yeah, we're gonna eat some pizza now.
To learn more about us, go to tinyhouseexpedition.com.